Now at 10, a Newton County murder suspect is arrested and charged. Plus, how a $3 million donation will help make Joplin's future dental school state-of-the-art. And Kansas lawmakers advance a measure to bring sports betting to the state, which could be used to lure the Chiefs.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities in Newton County identified the body found in a well yesterday and arrest a suspect for the murder. This is KOAM News at 10. A tip led the Newton County Sheriff's Office to a well on this property on Crane Drive, southeast of Seneca. That's where they found a male victim and sent the body for an autopsy. According to the Joplin Police Department, that victim is 36-year-old Scotty Roller from Neosho, Missouri. Roller had been reported missing. Investigators say on March 18th, Roller had an argument with another man over the purchase of a vehicle. They say that man, 40-year-old Damian Fisher from Joplin, shot Roller in the back as he was leaving. Detectives say Fisher and an accomplice dumped Roller's body in the well. Police arrested Fisher during a traffic stop yesterday. He's now charged with second-degree murder and armed criminal action. Saw a bit of rain today. More rain is heading our way. Doug Eddy.
Yeah, we had scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially late morning into the early afternoon. We have more thunderstorms, which are going to roll in later on tonight. Severe threat for us tomorrow night as well. Today, overall, if you put the rain aside, it was pretty good. 70 for a high, 57 was our start, 72 is our normal high, so right where we should be. All these showers and thunderstorms are out of here. There's not a whole bunch going on for us as of right now, but I do think later on tonight we'll start to get some thunderstorms on the Kansas side. And this is late tonight, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and they will shift off toward the north and to the east. And some of those could be fairly strong. I don't think severe, but the next couple hours, just some hit and miss little showers popping up. Here come the thunderstorms. Look at this, 5 a.m. southeastern Kansas, working northeast, mainly Pittsburgh north. But we are going to get some heavy amounts of rain. Then a severe threat tomorrow night. So we're going to break it all down for you here in just a bit.
Joplin's first dental school is getting closer to accepting its first class of students. The dental school today received $3 million from the Joplin Regional Medical School Alliance. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky has more on what this money will mean for future Joplin dental students.
Joplin is once again one step closer to getting its first dental school. Once completed, it will make Joplin one of the smallest communities with both a medical and a dental school.
When it's completed, the oral health facility, the dental clinic, and the dental education facility will be the most scientifically advanced facility, not just in the United States, but in the world.
On Thursday, KCU Joplin was presented with a $3 million check from the Joplin Regional Medical School Alliance, the first payment as a part of their pledge to the dental school.
The Joplin community has been so supportive of the growth of the medical school and now the development of a new college of dental medicine.
Now, KCU is getting to work so the dental school can welcome its first class of future dentists in the summer of 2023.
We are continuing to build the Oral Health Center and renovate the facility here to become the Dental Education Center, where we'll have classrooms, we'll have study areas for students and faculty offices.
And when it is open, students will have access to unique and state-of-the-art equipment.
We are also investing in a virtual reality simulation. It's almost like sitting at a microscope. You know, you sit, but you put, instead of looking into the microscope, you put a headset on, and you then see an image of a tooth. You pick up a handpiece that feels like a handpiece, and then you drill, and you drill through a tooth.
The university has partnerships in place with community health centers all over the 4 states, ready to work with Joplin's future dentists. In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
The dental school's dean says their ideal dental student is someone who takes leadership in their community seriously and wants to make the world a better place. The Kansas House today approved a measure authorizing sports betting in the state. The measure says 80% of the revenues from a 10% tax on bets would go to incentives for professional sports teams to come to Kansas. Could be about $5 million a year. The state has been trying to lure the Kansas City Chiefs across the state line for a while, and this measure could help with those efforts. The bill now goes to the Senate. Kansas is moving to phase out the nation's second highest state sales tax on groceries. The Senate yesterday approved a plan to phase out that tax over 3 years. It's currently 6.5%. Now, if the bill becomes law, the tax would drop to 4% next January, then 2% in 2024, and to 0 in 2025. The bill now goes to the House. Earlier this week, lawmakers rejected a plan by Governor Laura Kelly to completely eliminate the tax on June 1st. The Oklahoma House has given final approval to a Texas-style ban on abortions. The bill prohibits abortions once cardiac activity can be detected in the fetus. Experts say that's typically about 6 weeks into a pregnancy before many women know they're even pregnant. Like Texas, the bill also allows private citizens to sue abortion providers or anyone who helps a woman obtain an abortion for up to $10,000. The bill now heads to Republican Governor Kevin Stitt, who is expected to sign it and within days. This September, roughly 5,000 people are going to be on the campus of Pitt State, but they won't be there just to attend class. The campus will play host to the inaugural Four States Music Festival. The event's being put on by Kansas City-based Social House Entertainment. It'll feature 5 country music artists, including Chase Rice. A festival of this size could have a big impact on the city of Pittsburgh.
Well, obviously, anytime you have 5,000 people in your town, you have sales tax implications. They will buy food, they will buy gas, things like that. And a lot of them will probably stay overnight in some of the hotels. So all of that has a very strong financial implication for the city.
Organizers say there'll be some contributions back to Pitt State from the festival. Tickets are on sale right now. You can find out more on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Some area students celebrated completion of a youth leadership program. Volunteers with the Pittsburgh Area Chamber Foundation held activities with 6th graders from schools in Crawford County on the importance of making a positive impact on the lives of others. Today, around 500 students graduated from that program.
It takes a village to raise a child, but it takes empowered children to grow the village.
The Youth Leadership Program was created 20 years ago. If you want to volunteer, you can find out how on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Coming up, the FDA unveils its plan to ban menthol cigarettes and flavored cigars, plus new FDA recommendations to limit lead levels in juice products. President Biden says he's considering canceling some student loan debt, but not as much as some Democrats hope. The president spoke about the issue today. Well, he said he was looking at expanding student loan forgiveness. Forgiving $50,000 in loans per borrower is not in the cards.
I am considering dealing with some debt reduction. I am not considering $50,000 debt reduction, but I'm in the process of taking a hard look at whether or not there will be additional debt forgiveness, and I'll have an answer on that in the next couple of weeks.
The president made a campaign promise back in 2020 to forgive up to $10,000 of debt across the board, but he's been under pressure from some Democrats to fulfill that promise. The Food and Drug Administration announced a plan to ban menthol cigarettes and flavored cigars. The agency says the moves will help curb youth smoking and encourage smokers to quit. Dina Demetrius reports.
The FDA is planning to snuff out menthol cigarettes and flavored cigars.
Fundamentally, these bold actions are about saving hundreds of thousands of lives.
As of 2019, there were more than 18.5 million menthol cigarette smokers ages 12 and older in the U.S., with high rates of usage among blacks and young people. The FDA says modeling studies show a 15% reduction in smoking within 40 years if menthol cigarettes aren't available, preventing 324 to 654,000 deaths.
Menthol's flavor and sensory effects make menthol cigarettes more appealing and easier for new tobacco users, like youth and young adults.
Menthol makes up more than a third of the cigarettes sold in the U.S. They're used by an estimated 85% of black U.S. smokers.
This is a huge monumental day for African Americans in this country because we have been, our community has been preyed upon with predatory marketing and racist practices directed against our community.
Reynolds American, which owns the company that sells the leading menthol brands Newport and Kool, released this statement. Evidence from other markets, including Canada and the EU, where similar bans have been imposed, demonstrates little impact on the overall cigarette consumption. The director of consumer freedom at the Libertarian Reason Foundation, Guy Bentley, is also firmly against the ban.
This will increase law enforcement interaction between minority communities who disproportionately use menthol and will therefore be a target of the illicit market.
The FDA says the ban would not target individuals for possession or use of the products, only the manufacturers and distributors. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Menthol was the only flavor now prohibited in a 2009 law giving the FDA authority over tobacco products. The FDA also wants to make drinks more safe for children. Officials are calling for lead levels to be reduced in apple juice and other juice blends. Lead is a naturally occurring element, which means it can't be completely removed from the food supply. But the FDA says if the action levels they recommend are taken, consumer exposure would be limited. They say establishing a 10 parts per billion level could result in close to a 50% reduction in lead exposure. This is part of the agency's Closer to Zero action plan, which debuted in April of 2021. Sales of lab-grown diamonds are surging. They look the same as naturally occurring mined diamonds, but the price tag looks very different, meaning they are much cheaper. One industry analyst says March data showed sales of engagement rings featuring a manufactured diamond jumped 63% compared to last year. The number of engagement rings sold with a natural diamond declined 25% in the same period. A little bit later, two of the best softball teams in Southeast Kansas, Columbus and Girard, face off in a doubleheader.
Plus, we have a severe threat tomorrow night and Monday. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a decent day for us today. Showers, thunderstorms late morning into the early afternoon, so we did get periods of thunderstorms, but overall, a pretty good day. We are going to get scattered thunderstorms again for us tonight, especially north of I-44, and this is late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Severe threat tomorrow night, severe threat on Monday. Of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog, KOAMnewsnow.com. Just uploaded it, so a nice fresh blog out there kind of breaking down our next storm systems. All right, looking outside, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Looks okay. We have partly cloudy skies. Temperatures, not bad. We were mid-70s yesterday, and then today, with the clouds and the showers and the thunderstorms, a little bit cooler, high temps right around 70 degrees. But right now, we're still holding into the low to mid 60s. I think we're actually pretty close to our overnight low due to the southerly winds kind of keeping our temperature up just a little bit. So that is good news. We're going to hold into the 60s, 7th and range line. Looks fine. 63 humidity at 72%. Any thunderstorms we had earlier today, these are long gone across central Missouri. You can see a few little spotty showers that popped up, but we've been pretty quiet over the past couple hours. I think we're going to be pretty quiet for about the next 6 hours. We may get a spotty shower, but overall, I think we look pretty good until late tonight. Then we get thunderstorms. These are going to roll in Yates Center, Fredonia, Neodesha, Independence, Parsons, Erie, Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, Iola, Chanute, Nevada. Those are going to be the areas that get this band of thunderstorms. So here's 7:30 in the morning. So you're going to start the day on the wet side if you live in our northern counties. The metro south, you're going to be dry. These work through, we heat up, we press 80 as we head into the afternoon hours. It's going to be windy. Southerly winds 15 to 25, gusts higher than that. 74 by noon, high temp 79. Then we focus our attention out west along the dry line. Once the cap breaks, which is going to take all day, all evening to break, these will get going at about 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Central Kansas. They won't even get into our northwestern counties until about 10 or 11 o'clock. They are going to pack a punch. We're going to have most likely severe thunderstorms, gusty winds 60 to 70, large hail. We can't rule out a tornado or two tomorrow late evening. I think once we pass midnight, tornado threat drops. So once these get through Pittsburgh, Joplin, we're mainly talking hail and wind. I think once they get south of I-44, severe threat is done. But that means we're going to have a severe threat from about 10 p.m. until about 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning. Saturday looks okay. So the storms are going to be the strongest in our western counties. That's why there's a higher threat for severe weather. I'm going to keep tornado threat low. I'm going to elevate hail, wind low, elevate heavy amounts of rain. Another system moves in on Monday that may be a higher severe weather threat than tomorrow night. So we're going to watch that. All right, 79 tomorrow, morning thunderstorms Saturday, but the weekend looks fine. And then thunderstorms Monday, thunderstorms Wednesday with a severe threat as well.
A lot to watch in the coming week.
Every other day or so.
Yeah, it's typical. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, a big milestone for Frontenac head baseball coach Bill Sullivan, and Girard and Columbus square off on the softball diamond in a big CNC conference matchup. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
Well, Columbus and Girard have been two of the best softball teams in the state all season long. Both teams have just one loss coming into the night. Girard is 12-1, while Columbus is 14-1. Tonight, Titans and Trojans square off in Girard in a big CNC doubleheader. In Game 1, Lexi Robinson strikeout in the second there for Girard. To the third now. Check out Jalen Rodriguez for Columbus making the dive and grab. Great catch for Rodriguez. This play here, this is the difference. Tie game, top of the seventh, runner on third. Aubrey Saporito bunts. Trojans fake to first, then the throw to third gets away. Katie Simpson scores to make it 3-2 Columbus. Then in the bottom of the seventh, Lexi Robinson hits it hard. Tori Tedlock runs it down. More great defense for the Titans. Columbus holds on to win Game 1, 3-2. So here we go to Game 2. I'm telling you, man, this Titans defense, great all night. Lexi Stone out there and left, making the diving grab. Then bats get going a little bit for the Titans. Tori Tedlock rips one into right. That brings KT Lopp home. Columbus out to the early lead. Now, they were up 5-0 in the bottom of the seventh, but Emmeline Sinnott keeps it from being a shutout. Solo homer for Sinnott. Gracie Major threw a complete game, and that was the only run she gave up in Game 2. Titans take Game 2 5-1 to sweep the night from Girard.
Those wins were important to us. That was something that we wanted. However, we have to stay focused. That's not, I told them I don't want a doubleheader to be the biggest part of our season. So they got to stay focused and keep working. We have a lot to do still.
The Diamond Wildcats are on a roll right now. The Wildcats have won 14 straight games and are 21-2 overall with just 1 week left in the regular season. Now, Diamond at home tonight, trying to stay hot with an interstate matchup against the Colgan Panthers. Bottom of the third, Madison Bentley, liner to left, 2 score on that, makes it 3-0 Wildcats. Then Emily Schallenberger gets it deep to center. This will go all the way to the fence. Piper Brewer and Cabry Parmalee score. Diamond goes on to roll by Colgan tonight, 11-0. Well, Frontenac baseball is on the road tonight for a CNC doubleheader against Galena, and it could be a special night for Raiders head coach Bill Sullivan. Now, Sullivan needs just 1 win to reach 300 wins in his coaching career. Game 1, top of the third, Logan Myers finds grass in right center. He gets to second. Then he takes off to steal third. Throw is off, so Myers scores. Frontenac leads it 3-0. The same inning, Jeremy Rayo keeps it going. Base hit, scores Alex Williams. Then a few minutes later, Cal Turlip coming up big with 2 outs, gets it to drop in shallow right. Rayo scores the 3rd run of the inning. Frontenac wins 13-4, so that is win number 300 for Raiders head coach Bill Sullivan. And just for good measure, Frontenac would turn around and take Game 2 from Galena 2-1. So Bill Sullivan now at 301 career wins. Here he is after the game on reaching the milestone.
We've had a lot of great guys come through in the last 23 years that have been a big part of this. Everybody has a piece of it, I feel. There's probably a couple hundred, 250, 300 guys have had a part in this, and it just means a lot that I've been around that long to be fortunate enough to do it.
We were all really wanting to do it for him. He's been a great coach for us. He really wants the best for his kids, and so he's always pushed us to be the best, but he lets us have fun and enjoy it.
You know, I want him to come away. We all talk about being better people, and honestly, they've made me a better person.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. George Christensen served in the U.S. Navy from 1942 to 1945. The Ingleville, Kansas native was stationed in Spain, and we salute Seaman George Christensen, a four-state hero. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's absolutely free. It's in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Might as well download it right now. Just search for the KOAM News app. Hundreds of dolphins, hundreds of them, were caught on camera racing off the coast of Southern California. Onlookers estimate there were about 500 dolphins taking part in this unison swim. Marine experts think the sea creatures were either running from a predator, meeting up with a nearby pod, or just racing to catch some food. Southern California is said to be one of the best places to catch these mega pods of dolphins, as they're called, with some reaching as many as 10,000.
If I saw that big of a group of dolphins, I would be so terrified of what that many.
What are they running from?
Yeah. Like, what is down
Exactly.
there?
Maybe they're running from the boat that was tearing through them with their outboard motor.
Maybe.
Just
Dolphins
saying.
sometimes like to swim in the wake of those boats. So.
Yeah.
All right. More rain chances ahead of us.
Yeah, scattered thunderstorms late tonight. These are going to be north of I-44, but they could pack a little bit of a punch into the morning hours. Severe threat tomorrow night, severe threat on Monday. The bulk of the weekend looks pretty good.
Final sports note.
Well, we got a guy with local ties going in the NFL draft tonight. Jermaine Johnson, former Independence Community College star, drafted 26th overall by the New York Jets tonight.
Wish him well, for sure. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.